Everyone keeps talking about the Steam Machine being overpriced, but I actually think they're asking the wrong question. Because as a dad, I don't really care if I can build a computer for £200 less. What I actually care about is whether I can sit down and play a game after a long day of work and just play the game. You see, when you become a dad, your gaming life can sometimes change a little bit. No office space anymore. That's gone. Got a kid's bedroom that needs to be there now. Family life just ultimately gets in the way. School pickups, nursery runs, extra grocery shopping. You know the drill, dads. Constant interruptions. Honestly, your kids could be in a world of their own, but the second that you go to pick up your gaming, or you go on your PC, or you're on the phone, your kids are just like flies to shit. Shit being us. With the 30-minute windows, you've got to take those opportunities where you can. And to be honest, if I save £200, but I have to spend hours on end doing extra tinkering because it's a custom built PC, have I really saved £200? I don't think so. But Steam has already solved this problem with the Steam Deck. I actually have a Steam Deck, and it's been amazing to be able to pick up a game and just play it, and it's there and you know whether it's verified or not. It's good to go. Pick it up when you finish, put it on standby mode, pick it up again later. That is honestly priceless, because as a dad, getting distracted constantly, having to do things, only getting a bit of time here and there, the Steam Deck literally solves so many of those problems. The only drawback of it is it's just not on the big screen. But the thing is, when I think about the Steam Machine, right? Like, the kids, they don't really care whether you've got a fucking RTX 950 fucking graphics card or whatever it is. They don't care about frame generation or RAM speed or any of that. Hell, I made a short the other day playing the Mario, the SNES emulator on the Switch, and it was lagging like shit. Kids didn't even notice. Honestly, they never said a word. I mean, I know my kids are 3 and 6, right? Other kids might be like, Dad, the game's lagging. What's that all about? But in reality, unless you ever mention it to them, no one's going to say anything. Honestly, right, if when you were younger and you played GameCube and all that, if you turn around and went, God, it was a half choppy game, weren't it? Like, I don't ever remember anybody talking about it. And if they did, it ain't stuck in my head. So we care about it. Kids, they don't care about it. All they want to do is say, Dad, can we play? Can we get into the game? If you've ever tried to tinker a game with your kids there, just chomping at the bit, ready to play, you don't want to tinker. Trust me, you don't want to be tinkering. And I think as well, like, one of the major benefits of the Steam Machine, and just Steam in general as an ecosystem, is that you don't have to pay for subscriptions, right? With the Xbox, PlayStation, even the Nintendo, some weeks you get to game a little bit more than others, and most of the time you don't even get a chance to touch it. So if you're buying subscriptions for online play, which you barely get to use, you're not really getting good value for money. So actually, owning a massive library of games on the Steam is really appealing, right? Because you can just pick them up and play them, and you don't need subscriptions. And if, like me, you came from a veteran PC gaming where you had a custom built PC that was all bells and whistles, and now you can't sit down and play it at your desk anymore, well, you've still got a library sitting there that you can utilize. Admittedly, the Steam Deck has been able to do that for me, and we have been able to play a lot of the games that are on there, but not great for sharing. And of course, yes, some of the AAA games on the Steam Deck are a little bit stinky because of graphic limitations, we understand, but they are still playable, right? So if I take all that into consideration, what is my conclusion then? Well, maybe Valve aren't building this for hardcore PC enthusiasts. I don't think back in the day, I think they had Alienware had one like years ago. I vaguely remember Alienware having like a little mini PC thing that could go in the living room. And I remember being younger thinking, why the fuck would I want to pay for that overpriced piece of shit? And back then I wouldn't have, because I was dedicated sitting in an office in my room, gaming on my hardcore PC with no distractions or interactions apart from feeding myself and going to work to pay for it. That's literally all that it cared. So yeah, I wasn't the right audience back then for something like that. So maybe they are actually building the Steam machine for people like me that want all of this convenience, want this easy barrier to entry and a console that I can just play that's in the living room. You know, people with families, people with responsibilities, people that still love gaming but don't have time to make gaming their entire hobby anymore. Honestly, I am still struggling to this day. Don't tell the missus. Or honestly, I do miss gaming. I really miss gaming. So look, you know, that's where we are. That's what I think. A dad's perspective. Hopefully, if you're a dad or someone with a lot more commitments, you can resonate with what I'm saying. If you're in the UK right now, it's fucking hot as shit. So I'm going. Thanks for watching. This video was sponsored by absolutely nobody. And now we're live on OBS. We're live on OBS.